Probably the only one that I could trust to do this book. You have to have a good friend, because everybody that I got was like an English literature major, but it didn't sound like me. They would change 2 words, and they're words that I would never. Prolific. I don't say prolific. The hell does that mean? You mean good?
There he is. Hi.
Hi, how
Danny.
are you?
I'm
Great.
good. Good to see you again. Traci from Etalk Canada.
Traci, you're the people that
Hi.
make Canada look beautiful even in the snow.
Thank you. Welcome back to Etalk. Last year, about this time, I was talking to you about Trejo's Tacos, a cookbook. Now we're back talking about your incredible book. Wow, this book it's beautiful, it's inspiring, it's raw. You shared the highest highs and the lowest lows. So how did it feel to go back and to explore your life journey, both the good and the bad?
It was like a kind of an emotional roller coaster. I thank God I had Donald Logue. I made a friend with Donald Logue in 1991 at a place called 1990, I'm sorry. It was called Hollywood Drug and Alcohol Center. And we had a late meeting at 12 o'clock at night. And I went to this meeting and he was there. He was probably the most angriest person I have ever met in my life. Now, understand, I have met crazy angry. I have met angry that they locked up in prison because they were so angry. And yet I said hello to this kid behind the counter at the Hollywood Drug and Alcohol Center. I said, hey, how you doing? He goes, what do you mean, how am I doing? You're just, raw. And I thought, whoa, is that angry kid here? Somebody's going to kill him, And I just remembered that. 8 years later, I run into him again on a movie called Reindeer Games. We become just absolute unbelievable friends. He was going through a lot of stuff and I told him, you know what, I got your back, don't worry. And it was amazing the way God set this up, because Vin Diesel had a part, and Vin Diesel had a part that wasn't for him. He was doing a favor for a producer, so he took this part. And it was like the dumbest part in the world for Vin Diesel. And I said, what the hell are you doing here, man? And he said, I'm doing a favor, man, but I don't think this is right. He was really kind of torn. And he said, man, I don't want to do this, but I don't want to piss anybody off. And I said, look, let me tell you something. I love you, Holmes, but you're not right for this part, This guy is kind of goofy, kind of, and you're not. It's like kind of dumb. And it's even gonna look dumber if you show all them muscles on screen, and no, tattoo sucker, And I said, as long as you don't get on camera, you can't piss anybody off. You get on camera and they find out, then you're screwed. So he said, man, I got this other movie I'm supposed to be doing. But guys, get out of here. So the next morning we called to pick him up, and he says, you know what, Danny, I'm gone. I already told him I'm gone. I'm leaving. I said, good thing. So who do they send up? His replacement, Donald Logue. Perfect for the role. Nobody could have done it better than Donald. And then me and him, I said, hey, I know you. Yeah, you're that pissed off dude. Yeah. And so he was going through a bunch of stuff with his wife and kid. And we just bonded. You know what I mean? We bonded so well that he's probably the only one that I could trust to do this book. And so we were able to really get into what made me. I wasn't afraid to cry in front of him, and I wasn't afraid to feel emotions in front of him. I remember talking about my mom and talking about my dad. That was painful, and I never viewed it as painful. I never thought I was abused. I thought my dad choked me when I was 7 years old because I screwed up. It was like it wasn't like I didn't do anything wrong, but I did. I said, well, I've never been abused. You don't think giving marijuana to an 8-year-old is abuse? I said, no, I thought it was sharing, and he said that my uncle shared his heroin, that's all.
What message do you hope people who are struggling right now pull from your book?
That there's no such thing as hopeless. That's it. It's like, some of us think that, no, I've committed crimes in the eyes of God and man. And the reality is if that happens, we're dead, and it's like, it's not. It's like there's always hope. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you end.
I love that. I love that. That's a quotable. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you end. Your story reads like a movie script. Actually, I'm thinking more miniseries because there are not enough hours in a movie for your story. Is there a chance that we're going to see your book turned into a movie? And if so, who is going to play the legend, Danny Trejo?
I can play the old Danny, but my son, God, there's a picture of me when I was boxing. I was 20 years old. I'm like this. Before I got my tattoo on my chest, and I was just a kid. I was 19, and I won the lightweight champion in San Quentin. And people walk in and they go, "Hey, is that Gilbert?" I go, "That's me." Because Gilbert's my son, and he looked just like me when I was little. And it's funny, but he never went to prison. I told him, "Look, you're a good-looking kid, Holmes. Now, you go to prison, you're gonna look like this, okay?" I kept trying to get him to be in front of the camera, but he just directed me and David Hasselhoff in a music video for Starcrawler, and then he directed me in a film called From a Son. It's the best work I've ever done. It's like amazing, and he had me cry in it, and I was thinking of maybe crying like John Wayne, like, "Okay, Pilgrim." But he kept showing me baby pictures all through the movie. "Hey, Dad, remember when I did this? Look at what I did." God, I cried with boogers and trying not to, and it's amazing.
What they call the ugly cry, the
ugly cry. Nothing masculine about this cry,
Can I go back to you being in a music video with David Hasselhoff? What does that look like?
It's for a band called Starcrawler, and Gilbert was the best director in the world. Got two major divas, and I said, "Hey, I need to put you on timeout."
Danny Trejo, always a pleasure speaking to you.
When you're in Los Angeles, you better stop at Trejo's Cantina or Trejo's Tacos and tell them to call me.
I'm going to.
Tell them it's the beautiful lady from Canada.
Okay.